Hi everyone, it's Christy and I'm back again. If you're new here, I run Optimal Wellness, Yoga, and more as a yoga therapist. And a big part of my living my optimal wellness is journaling and planning and playing with inks and stickers and washi, things that just bring me pleasure. And I had a pleasure when I got home from my trip to visit the family farm. My common planners from Sterling Ink arrived while I was gone, and I wasn't really reading emails, so I didn't even see the ship notification. It was a complete surprise. So let's dig in here. Bubble wrap, which I always like. And let's just go ahead and lift that out of the way here. And I got a couple of the clear covers. I always thought that I would cut scrapbook paper down or some of the vellum they gave us and tuck that in there to cover the journals and make them more personal. And so far I haven't actually done that, but I wanted to be sure I was prepared with them. So I have a clear cover for each size I ordered, and they are coming in these black kind of envelope boxes. And there's a little cute black envelope with a sample of the October collection sticker and the October collection inclusion little card. And I often use these for like extra bookmarks in my planners. I don't know what else to do with them. What do you do with them if you get those? So you can see I have two different sizes here. Let's start with the small one first. You can see the color through the window here. Ooh, lovely. So sorry about the crinkles here. I'll try to make it as quick as possible. So we have the, what's it called? The dusty blue or mist. Colors mist. I went with white edges because I don't know, I don't like gilding on my tarot and oracle decks because it tends to feel kind of sharp. Plus, at least this year, the foiled stamps that I get in the sticker kit are foiled with silver, and I'm a little anal and would prefer things to match. So, I mean, for all I know, next year's will be foiled with gold, but I decided to just go with the white pages. The cover feels lovely. That kind of leatherette. And wow, it's a lot thicker than last year's cover. Let me grab this. This is the B6 size, which is what I'm working in right now. Oops, wrong one. I have to tell you, I have such a mess in my space right now. It's hard to keep everything clear, but I have also the B6, but it's a half year. And yeah, this cover is much thinner. I don't know if the phone will it will focus there, but I don't know if you can see that, but I'd say it's almost double thickness. And I'm not complaining because it's still plenty flexible. So I think, and especially since I'm going with a full year instead of a half year, I think that will lend a little more durability to it. So I'm actually quite pleased to see that. As usual, there's that first page that's kind of glued partially to the flypaper, which I'm not a fan of, but they all do that, so it doesn't really matter. Oftentimes I end up just gluing this down to that, so I don't have to deal with that. But that's my own peculiar preferences there. So we have the 2024 year. We have a blank spread, which I believe Catherine suggests maybe doing a vision board, or that you could also just glue it closed to make that page a little thicker if you'd like, or you can tape them closed if you think you might go back and use it. You can use a little bit of Post-it stickers and just fold them over to connect them. And then we have a goal breakdown for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 areas of your life, where you put down someday, 1 year, half year, quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily. So this is just to kind of like rough sketch out your goals. And I think I may actually do some of this with Post-its so I can adapt and change as the year goes. I'm undecided because I could write it in here to begin with and then add Post-its over it if I need to make changes. So I'm not quite sure yet. I think I'm going to do a video on goal setting and how I go about doing it. Apologies, I just noticed that things were slightly wonky with my camera. And let me see if I can decrease the shadow the camera is casting. I don't have a great setup here because I have overhead lighting like directly above the desk, which I actually really kind of need. And then I have an OT lamp here that I keep below the camera, but that the overhead light still causes a shadow from my phone, which I'm not a huge fan of. But then there's getting back to the purpose of the video. And you've probably seen this already because I was one of the last mailings, I suspect, because I ordered on the last day of pre-orders. But there are quarterly spreads for those goals. So you can write your priorities for the quarter and then additional things for each of the 3 months that make up that quarter. And you can track like the daily tasks that you have in order to meet those priorities and those goals, which I really like. It's a great way to have accountability. And this is a full year, so it's got all 4 quarters here. And then it moves directly into the monthlies, and it starts with December. I don't think I'm going to work in here in December, just to keep the delineation between the years. I think the excitement is there. Like I want to jump in for November. And I'd say if there was a November calendar, I'd have a real hard time saying no. But I kind of want to see the other one through December. So we have one of these for each month. Let's see, the boxes are 2, 4, 6, 7 high by 8 wide, so not quite a square. And we have the week numbers here along the edge. It's a Monday start, which is my preference because like trainings for yoga teachers and yoga therapists are weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'd much rather have them together. When I was in a Sunday start, it was really hard to look at the month and see how many weekends am I working. So I much prefer that. So we have I'm guessing through January. Yeah, we have a January calendar, so you can forward plan while you're still in this book and then transfer to the next year's if you'd like. And then, oh, look at that. The 1st is on a Monday. The 1st January is on a Monday. That's awesome. So actually, you couldn't really do December of 2023 in here, just the monthly. So good thing I decided not to move in early. So the weeklies are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boxes wide in the B6, and the same for the notes column here. I believe the grid and the fonts are slightly darker than last year. So you have one of these for each week. And it goes through December 5th because it's a leap year in 2024. So January 1 of 2025 is a Wednesday. And then it moves into the blank pages at the end of the book. And I got the full one. I didn't go with the compact. Now I'm kind of questioning myself, seeing how few pages I'm actually utilizing in my half year. I'm not being quite as good about using these back pages as I had hoped, but it will give me, I should have freedom to go in and put some collections in here. Like I like to track what movies we watch, what TV series we watch, the books I've read, the Switch games I've played. I like to track those each year just to give me touch points and to go back and remind myself, oh, that was the year that you were like all in on Animal Crossing or what have you. So it'll give me plenty of room to do those. And if I choose, do a daily and probably right now I've been doing a weekly like title page. So I've been using 8 pages a week. And there will definitely be weeks where I just don't, either due to illness, high pain days, or like this last week and travel. I ended up just doing kind of like a spread that kind of summarized my entire trip to Minnesota. So that said, the B6 size, this is actually for my tarot journaling. So again, I probably could have gone with the compact in hindsight, but we'll see. I'm not even sure yet, like how I'm going to use the monthly. The weekly, I'm going to probably use roughly like the top half or 2/3 of the page to record a weekly spread, and then I can note down corresponding events and things that kind of reinforce what I drew or counter the message I got under the days where I experienced that event. So that's kind of my rough idea. And I won't really use the goal planning pages in here. For this, I have a way, and I'll share it later. I have a way to track my card pulls for the month so I can see patterns. And I do like the idea of being able to have a whole quarter's worth of patterns to look at because I'm a pattern seeker. I really notice patterns and I like finding those patterns. So I'm excited to do that. So this is the B6. I've been doing my tarot planning in an A6 techo, and I decided that was just a little too cramped. Like I couldn't put in the images of the cards I drew and stuff as large as I would have liked or at all. Like mostly I was putting down whole spreads printed on my Canon Ivy, and they were just too small. So then I went with an A5 common planner for my daily journaling and planning, like memory keeping and planning, because I work from home, and except for private yoga therapy sessions, I have like a set schedule for a week. I don't need the planning piece a ton, but I do like to keep track of like what nights did Amelia and I spend time together, and what nights did she go out socializing, or me. On the rare occasion, I don't tend to go out as much as she does just because of pain levels and stuff. So the contents in here are going to be exactly the same, just a little bigger. It is again the full year. So yeah, the more I'm thinking about it, I really should have gotten the compact B6, but I was scared of not having enough room. So, oh well. I don't need it to be super light because I won't carry the tarot journal around with me. And this is actually the book that I'll be tracking our movie watching and TV watching and all that sort of stuff. Keep track of when we add premium streaming services and when we turn them off. And of course, just daily living and special events will go in here. I will use the goal pages. And like I said, I'll probably do a video on how I like to do goal setting. I find it a challenge as a spoonie. Sometimes it's awful hard to set goals and see them through. I'm still not perfect at it. It's still a work in progress, but I think I might have a few things that might be new to some of you that you may find helpful. So this is the brown. I don't remember exactly what they called it. But I am going to get covers for these. I think besides just the clear cover, I'm not exactly sure. See, it's still really flexible, even though the covers are thick. So I like that it feels a little more substantial than last year's. I had ordered this cover custom made on Etsy that I was going to put this one in. And as you can see, it doesn't particularly fit my half year terribly well. Like I wanted to put the back cover, oops, upside down. I wanted to put the back cover in this pocket here and then be able to add an insert or two if I felt I needed something else, either just a everyday notes or first impressions of my drawing, my card pulls before I decided what to write in, but I didn't get there. So, but this is how it's looking, and I decided that I felt just a wee bit crowded kind of on the dailies or on the weeklies. I found that a little crowded. The daily, I can easily fit on a page. I've been doing a tiny bit of journaling, but I am not opposed to having a bit more journaling space. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. And I have been, once I realize, I'm skipping so many days of dailies, I have been doing some swatching in here. Maybe you saw my video with looking at these different dilutions of two of my Birmingham Penco colors, my Autumn Ink Rainbow. At the beginning of the month, I like to tip in the vellum sheet just to kind of create a delineation. And here is part of my Minnesota spread. I haven't quite finished it yet, but I'm just changing color with each day, just kind of noting down what got done. I'll go in and fill in any empty space. I have a postcard to tip in and a photo or two that I'll be tipping in there. But you can see I've got, let's see, I will have used 69 pages. And there are 189. So I have almost double the pages I've used since July left for November and December. So I can use them willy-nilly as needed. But I am liking this setup where what I've shifted into lately is list my accomplishments, my lessons I've learned, or in other words, things I could do better, and the things I've consumed, which would be YouTube, TV shows, Switch games, whatever. And then I like to do the start of the week with to-do lists for myself, for self-care and health and whatnot, and for work. Sometimes the lines are a little blurred, and then just a place to make notes. And then I try to set myself a affirmation for the month, and so I write that down once again on this first page for the week. So because I'll reference this more frequently than I will the monthly. Like I pretty much just look at the monthly when I'm setting up my week. So I get to write it several times during the month, and I get to see it very frequently. So it works a little better than just having it on the monthly page. So, but you can see here, it just really doesn't fit. And then this is going to be even thicker. So I don't think it's going to fit at all. So I'm going to have to come up with another B6 solution, or maybe take some measurements here and kick back to that same Etsy shop and ask them to maybe add like probably an 1/8 inch in height and like a 1/4 inch in width here, so that I can utilize it how I had planned. Or I may just get a Moterm. I may just get a Moterm for both of them. I'm not sure. My current A5 cover is my pen and pen pal stuff, and I just got this off of Amazon, and I actually really like it. It was only a little over $30, like somewhere between 30 and 40, and it has the bands like a traveler's notebook, but it's in the A5 size. I have many inserts. This is my pen pal notebook. This is my pen inventory, and the other 3 are my ink inventories. I'm going to be using some of the Hobonichis for some of this stuff, but I want to probably keep all these things together anyway as they are. So either a Moterm or a second one of this. Unfortunately, these don't come in colors, so that would be one of the reasons that I might go with the Moterm, or I might do try my hand at another custom. So, thanks so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like button, the subscribe button. I'm so grateful you chose to spend some of your time with me today. And until I see you again, be safe and be well. Aho, and so it is. Bye.